All right, Shalom. This is Howard One Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. And Shalom to the Lions Den and the supporters of this channel, man. All right, because if you support this channel, you support the truth. Now, and by supporting, all we need is just a like or a share, or even you just saying shalom or your prayers. You know what I mean? We don't need any money. Uh, yeah, man. This is a continuation of Ezekiel 1. All right. There's a bunch of chariots that's been popping up. What they call UFO sightings, which are the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Um, Now this one here, it said the sky was on fire over Russia, but it was an actual chariot. All right, and it makes me think about Ezekiel chapter 1. So I'm gonna play the clip, and hopefully I don't get no copyright strike. So fair use, man. But this is gonna be a reaction video. All right, so check this out.
Boys are filming a thunderstorm and they see something strange in the distance.
Это определенно Брат, это так. Это выглядит дико. Так выглядит.
When Russian teenagers say wild, you know it's serious. What appears to be a burning fire rippling through the clouds from right to left can be seen in the distance. It's safe to say this isn't lightning looking at the video, so what do you think this could be lighting up the sky as if something were burning through the clouds? The boys who filmed the footage were confused as to what they just saw.
Это определенно. Брат, это чертовски безумно.
If this was a flare, it would have stayed burning for a while. If it were an aircraft of some sort exploding, you would see the pieces falling. So what do you think could create such an effect like this in the sky?
All right, so let's start off with Isaiah 66, and let's go to 16, actually 15. All right, it says, "For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind," man. All right, so when his chariots show up, it's like almost like it'd be like helicopters. How it creates that whirlwind type of effect, or what you would call a hurricane. All right. So it says, "For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire," man. "For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." See that? So let me go to something real quick, because when these chariots show up, let me get something else real quick. All right, when these chariots show up, I got a lot of scriptures going through my head, so like it. I'm gonna get these precepts real quick. All right, because this is what we're expecting for these chariots to show up, man. And to some, these chariots are going to be for good. And to some, these chariots with horsemen or angels in them are going to be for bad, man, towards the wicked. Proverbs 15:3, "The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good." See? Beholding the evil and beholding the good, the elect. Excuse me. And they're the ones what? Let's get that real quick. All right. Revelations 7. It says, Revelation 7:2, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. So what those chariots waiting for? For the elect to be sealed up. All right, and then this is going to happen. Let me get this real quick. There you go. I think it's I before E, except at the C. This is Zechariah 5 and 3. No, 5 and 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll, man, a chariot, looked like a pillar in the sky, right? Or a scroll. And I think today they call it the pill shaped UF chariot, you know. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. Back then they say like a muamua, they say a cigar shaped. But Zechariah said a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof is 10 cubits. All right, a cubit used to be measured from your elbow to your wrist, and then the rest would be like your hand if you wanted to add on. And those were considered cubits, just like today we measure with feet instead of the arm. All right, but today we use feet or yards, or, things like that. But back then they used to use the elbow, which would amount to a cubit, or they would use bull rushes for measurements. All right, which today they call them what they call them, cattails. Those little bull rushes out in the water. Anyway, so it says here, then said he unto me, this is the curse, man. Whew. So it's going to be good for some, for the elect. We're looking for these chariots, but it's going to be a curse to the wicked. This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side, according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off on that side, according to it. So 2/3 going to be cut off in these heathens, all right, that are in this place, Babylon. And I will bring it forth. So those chariots going to be brought forth, and it's going to be a huge chariot that's going to be brought forth also, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, man, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house. It shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So these chariots going to do some blasting and zapping this place as well when the missiles hit. All right, let's get that real quick. Yep. So the chariots going to be doing some getting busy. All right. Let me get that real fast, Salaki. There you go. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 20. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword. All right, so the Lord sharpened his wrath into what you would call laser beams or fired. If you read 2nd Ezra 13, with Yahushua's huge chariot that he's going to judge their armies with. And then it's been molded into the minds of these devils to make nuclear weapons. That's the Lord's wrath. All right. And the sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. So the elect are going to be fighting too. He said, this is my kingdom, my people will fight. And he's going to descend from the heavens with a shout. And that shout means to incite a riot. That's what it says. So he's going to tell his people to fight. And then he's going to tell them to what? To come up into the chariots. But the 2/3, they're going to be doing this. And these heathens. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, right? and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall they fly to their mark. So the missiles gonna be flying to their mark, and these chariots from the clouds gonna be shooting um, thunderbolts out. All right, and hailstones. Those hailstones go into those nuclear warheads. All right, or the missiles, full of wrath, full of nuclear infusion. All right, what do they call it? Nuclear chemicals. And hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow. And that bow is those missiles. And the if you read Revelations 9, it speaks about their powers in their mouth. The warheads, like a lion. Where their teeth is at, that's their power. And in their tail for the propulsion. All right? But those missiles are the stone bow. And the hailstones, it says what? The weight of a talent. And a talent is like 200 pounds. Excuse me. And that's how much a lot of these warheads weigh. The floods, it says what? And the water of the sea shall rage against them. And the flood shall cruelly drown them, man. All right? You're going to have Poseidon. That's Russia's missile that can go underwater, cause tsunamis. Yea, a mighty wind, the nuclear winds, destroying wind, shall stand up against them. And like a storm shall blow them away. Man, thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. So the angels are here to bring some ill dealings to this wicked place. He says, his eyes are upon the sinful kingdom, and he's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth. You can throw 2/3 in there as well. All right, so let's get here real quick. They I always like to bring this out because when people see the chariots, they start to question this right here. 2 Maccabees 5:1, and 2 Maccabees 5:1. And about the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage to Egypt, and this happened. His first voyage was 169 BC, and his second voyage was 168 BC. All right. So his second voyage to Egypt, and it happened that through all the city for the space of about 40 days, so a month and some days, there were seen horsemen. So who's on them chariots right there? That fire in the sky? Horsemen riding the chariots. All right, horsemen. That means angels that are controlling that power that we see, those chariots. All right. Encountering and running one against another with shaking pikes, with shaking of shields, and multitude of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harness of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that apparition might turn to good. So they looked at it like a ghost, because these angels are from the spirit realm. They said a fire in the sky, and they were like, this is insane. So far beyond all that they look for. All right. Well, if you know the scriptures, let's get this real quick. We can go back to what was it, 2 Kings 6. Let's go to 2 Kings 6 and 8. All right. Now we can go back to, it was a battle called the Battle of Dothan. All right, Dothan. All right, the Battle of Dothan, and it was around 850 BC. And this was with Elisha. Some say Elisha, so you may hear me say Elisha. That's just because of speech, where I'm from. But I'll say Elisha, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Elisha was a follower of Elijah, all right? Now, he knew what to look for. You see that? So I'm going to read it. And this was during the Battle of Dothan, 850 BC, with Ben-Hadad II, the Aramaean, the Syrian. All right? And I think Jehoram was in rulership. King Jehoram of Israel. 2 Kings 6 and 8. Then the king of Syria, Ben-Hadad II, he warred against Israel, 850 BC, right, the battle of Dothan, and took counsel with his servants, saying, in such and such a place shall be my camp. Meaning, like, all right, we're going to put our camp here and, keep it secret, And the man of Yahweh sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place. So Most High put the thoughts into Elisha's mind to know exactly where these troops was going to be at. And he was able to send a message to Ben-Hadad and say, hey, don't go over here where you're about to go. Don't go over here with like chess. But he knew all his moves because the Lord put it in his mind. Just like the Lord's going to enlighten the elect's mind in these last days. And the man of Yahweh was sent unto the king of Israel. The king of Israel was, I think it was Jehoram, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place. All right. For thither the Syrians are come down, saying, yo, look, don't go over here. Yeah, don't go over here, because those Syrians are going there. All right. He was able to look out for him. Now, in a lot of the movies about the ancient times, you'll see when these leaders, especially these Greeks, they go to battle, they get them a witch or a sage. But our people, like Saul, had the prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, people like Samuel, people like Elijah or Elisha. All right. So now it says, and the man of Yahweh, right, and the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of Yahweh told him and warned him of. This is where Elisha told Jehoram where Ben-Hadad's troops were going to go. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of Yahweh told him and warned him of, and said, and saved himself there, not once nor twice, man. All right. So it's like continuously. It wasn't like just a one-time thing. It's like wherever he told him at, he kept telling him, like, yo, what else you need? Yeah, don't go over here either. All right, now go over here. Don't go over there. All right. Therefore, the heart of the king of Syria was sore troubled for this thing. So Ben-Hadad started getting mad. And he called his servants and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? He's like, yo, we got a spy around here somewhere that's snitching? Because how the hell they know where the hell we moving to? Our game plan, right? Well, it was the Most High helping his men, to keep them safe. If the Most High be for you, who can be against you? That's the thing. All right. So he was wondering, like, yo, we got a snitch in here or something? This is Ben-Hadad. He was tripping. Where was it at? And one of his servants said, none of us, Lord, my Lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet that is in Israel, he telleth the king Jehoram of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. So he was able to tell, like, Professor Xavier and shit. That's some Professor Xavier cerebral shit right there. Elisha was able to see what the hell George Bush thinking in his damn or Biden or somebody, you know. You can see everything they planning before it comes. Sheesh. All right. So he said, what? And he said, go and spy where he is. So, hey, Ben-Hadad sent his soldiers and said, yo, go find out where this Elisha prophet is, all right? That I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. All right, so that's what it's called, the Battle of Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host. So you got to think about this when these elites begin to send out martial law troops or NATO troops or UN troops, right? Then sent he thither horses. That's why the Lord say that, man. Then shall it be known who are my chosen. And when the enemy shall come rushing in as a flood, the Lord going to lift up a standard against them. These chariots going to start showing out. That's Psalm 91. He going to give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Imagine this right here protecting you. That's what led us out of Egypt, 1446 BC. Cloud by day, fire by night. Cloud just means it looks like a cloud. And it used the clouds as its covering. And also it casts a shadow during the day. But at night it looked like a fire in the sky. Therefore, so now, and he said, go and spy where he is. So Ben-Hadad II wanted his soldiers to go and spy where Elisha was. All right. That I may send and fetch him, and it was told him, saying, behold, Elisha is in Dothan. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. Same way they got Yahushua was at nighttime. And when the servant and a lot of these troops today with the NWO, they say what? They're going to be moving at night with the Black Hawks and all that. And now it says, and when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early, right? So they came up and compassed the whole city about with chariots and, and horsemen and soldiers. So they set up an embattlement against a siege against Elisha in this place, Dothan. All right. And so it says, and when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early, so one of Elisha's servants, because we had servants, or what would you call that back then? Anyway, we can get into that some other time. So it was a servant. And when the servant of the man of Yahweh was risen early and gone forth, behold, and hosts compassed the city both with horses and chariots. Today it would be like tanks and all kind of SUVs and all kind, and his servant said unto him, alas, my master. Like, oh no. What the heck is going on, Alas, my master, how shall we do? Like, yo, you know everything, so what's going to happen now? They're looking at Elisha like, yo, so how are we going to do? What we going to lose this fight, or what's about to happen? They will look to us for that. Our people will look to the prophets for the answers. All right, now they go to the internet. And Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. Whew, see, yeah. Elisha had that eye salve, and today our eyes are open. And not even fully, because the chariots are all around us. But the Lord gonna pull back the veil, allow everybody to see the chariots, man. All eyes shall see them real soon. But we see them right now. We know they're around us. We know the scriptures say the angels of the Lord encamp around them that fear him, that fear Yahweh, to deliver them. All right. So, and Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. If you see today, your eyes are open. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. These them same chariots, man. They still here to this day. Eternal angels. You know. He said there were chariots of fire all around, in array around Elisha, to protect him. Look at that. So that's what we got to think about in these last days, that angels are around us. Just like Tobit when he prayed. And let me get that real quick. All right. All right. So this is the book of Tobit. This is when the angel Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, was sent down to protect and be with Tobit's son Tobias, and to heal Tobit, you know, and show other miracles. And this angel actually went on a whole journey with Tobias, his son, camped out with him and everything. And he loved Tobias, man. You know, the angels love us. Tobit 12 and 12. Now therefore, so like it, 12 and 11. So this is the angel Raphael. After he went on the journey with Tobias, Tobit wanted to pay him for that, and for all the blessings he was given. You know, just being a good colleague. They didn't know he was an angel yet, so they wanted to pay him. And the angel stopped him and said, "Look, let me tell you who I am, man. All right, tell you why I'm here." And that's what I want to get to. Verse 11. Surely I will keep close nothing from you, meaning I'm going to pay you whatever. For I said it was good to keep close the secret of a king, but that it was honorable to reveal the works of Yahweh. All right, hold on, let me see. Yeah, let me keep going. Let's get to the point. You can read this chapter. It's Tobit 12 and 11. Now therefore, when thou didst pray, and Sarah thy daughter-in-law, I did bring the remembrance of your prayers before the Holy One. So Raphael, the angel Raphael, Rapha the healer from Yahweh, the power, he heard the prayers of Tobit and his daughter, and he presented that before Yahweh. See, all right, and you can read about that, I think, in Revelation chapter 5. The incense, our prayers are like incense. Now, I did bring the remembrance of your prayers before the Holy One. Remember his prayers. And when thou didst bury the dead, I was with thee likewise. Right, when Tobit was burying the dead Israelites that Sennacherib was leaving all over to put fear in us. Well, Sennacherib wanted to kill Tobit. Well, around the same time Tobit was being persecuted by Shalmaneser V, and then later Sennacherib, you had him also persecuting Hezekiah of Judah. All right, and the Lord delivered Hezekiah 701 BC. And in 681, I think Sennacherib was killed by 2 of his sons while he was worshiping an idol. So yeah, man, the Lord delivered Tobit, and he delivered Hezekiah from the hands of Sennacherib. All right. And when thou didst pray, and when thou didst not delay to rise up and leave thy dinner to go and cover the dead, thy good deed was not hid from me, but I was with thee, man. See that? So the Lord can stop the angels from looking into this realm. He said that even the angels desire to look into it. So the Most High didn't keep this from Raphael to know. And now Yahweh have sent me to heal thee and Sarah thy daughter-in-law. I am Raphael, Rapaya Allah, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints, and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One. Then they were both troubled and fell upon their faces, for they feared, man. But he said unto them, fear not. Same thing Elisha said. Fear not, for it shall go well with you. Praise Yahweh, therefore. Man. All right. It says, for not of any favor of mine. This is Raphael. He said, it wasn't because of me I came here. It says, what? But by the will of our power I came. Wherefore praise him forever. Sheesh. All right, so you can continue to read what the angel was saying to Tobit. So that if the Most High gives an angel charge over you, this is how close they can get to you to protect you. Psalms 91, to bear you up and to protect you from these impending dangers that these devils are threatening the earth with today. All right, Revelation chapter 6. All right, so let's go back. 2 Kings 6 real quick. So 2 Kings 6 and 17, and Elisha prayed and said, Yahweh, I pray thee, open his eyes, man. So the Lord allowed these people in Russia to see these chariots, that he may see. And Yahweh opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha. Man, all right. So Elisha was able to call fire from the sky, and the fire probably came from those chariots. Hey, let's get something real quick. Let's get Exodus. Let's go 13:21. All right, here you go. Because that's what delivered us out of Egypt and led us through the wilderness, 1446 BC. This is Exodus 13:21. And Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud, and Yahweh was among these chariots. So the angels of Yahweh are 20,000, even with thousands of angels in those chariots, and the Lord is among them. All right, as in Sinai, Mount Sinai. That was during the Exodus. And Yahweh went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud. All right, cloud by day, to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire. See that? Just like this, man. Chariot. Back then they called it fire. It looked like fire in the sky. And to give them light to go by day and night. And he took away the pillar of the cloud by day. And he took not away the chariot by day, or the chariot of fire by night from before the people. And that's what led us out of Egypt. All right. And he had the light was so bright on it that you could see the hairs on each other's face and on their head. It wasn't pitch black walking through that wilderness. So let's get this real quick. Now, this right here, this happened around the same time with Elisha and Elijah, before Elijah was departed into the heavens in a chariot. He was taken up the same way the elect are going to be taken up and changed. But back then it was considered transitioning. They basically died, but it was, most likely not painful. They just transitioned into their life ended in this matrix. All right. But the elect, the difference is the elect are not going to come back as babies like Elijah did. He came back as John the Baptist, and Elijah Bivens, Abba Bivens. All right. So 2 Kings 2:10. Now this happened around 842 BC. So this was after the Battle of Dothan. I know that for a fact. So either 848 or 842. All right. So this was after the Battle of Dothan. So Elisha was doing all of these miracles while Elijah, his teacher, was around. Kind of like Star Wars, Luke Skywalker being taught by Han Solo or whoever about the Force and the power. All right. And the Heavenly Father. So now being taught by Yoda, Yoda means Judah. So 2 Kings 2:10. So Elisha knew that Elijah was about to be taken up. It was a big talk about it. Just like now, you keep hearing about the alleged rapture. Even that word rapture is not in the Bible. But the day of salvation, during that time, it was talked about Elijah being taken up by chariots. And everybody knew it. And Elisha knew it. And he was like, whoa, what? He leaving when? Oh, hell no. He started following Elijah around everywhere. You read that chapter 2. He wouldn't let him leave. So now Elisha caught Elijah before the moment he was about to be taken up. Verse 9, it says, and it came to pass when they were going over that Elijah said to Elisha, ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me. And it not only spiritual power, but also that power in prophesying. I think Elisha continued double for 40 years. I can't remember, but he continued double the years of what Elijah was prophesying. And he said, thou hast asked a hard thing. Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so. So if you see me getting taken up by the chariots, then the Lord will bless you. But if not, the Most High decided not to give that to you. And he said, verse 11, and it came to pass, as they still went on speaking and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire. Once again, man.
It's safe to say this isn't lightning looking at the video. So what do you think this could be, lighting up the sky as if something were burning through the clouds?
Lighting up the sky. He says not lightning, but it looks like lightning. What do you think this can be? What do you think this is that's burning up the sky in the clouds? It's deep. All right, the elements are melting right before his presence. It says here, and it came to pass as they still went on speaking and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. So it was a chariot that came to pick up Elijah, and there were also other chariots of fire, a fleet of them, just like it's spoken of in Ezekiel 1, around them, all right? So a fleet of angels, a band of angels came to pick up Elijah. So now it says, they parted them both asunder, right? Meaning like pushed it pushed Elisha back, saying, the Most High used the angels and the chariots, the whirlwind, to push him back, and it pulled Elijah into the chariot. Wow, so that whirlwind like hands operating. And parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So he got beamed up. That's what I say, beam me up, Scotty. And the word Scotty means black. I don't think they knew that saying black, but I'm just saying it just so happens. And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw, see, that's why Revelations 11, where it said they went up to heaven in a cloud, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be other chariots, Just like he said, this is a horseman, a chariot, but it said there were other chariots around him. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his clothes, his own clothes, and rent them in two pieces, man. All right, so yeah, the chariots of fire, man. Let's keep going. One more precept. All right, so Ezekiel 1 and 4. Ezekiel 1 and 4. Now this was Ezekiel, I think around 592 BC, after the second exile. All right, he was by the river Kibar of the Chaldees, and he saw these visions of these chariots. All right. So it says here, now let's get to the point. Verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, it takes you to 592 BC. All right, in the 4th month, so that'd be like around springtime. I was among the captives by the river of Kibar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of Yahweh. See, he saw the vision of this, just like John the Revelator. All right. He was among the captives, meaning amongst the ones of the first and second exile into Babylon. And in the 5th day of the month, so you get accurate down to the 5th day of that same month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiakim's captivity. King Jehoiakim, the son of Jehoiakim, went into captivity 597. So the 5th year would be 592. All right. The word of Yahweh came expressly unto Ezekiel, the priest, the son of Buzai, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Kibar, and the hand of Yahweh was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind. Take that whirlwind, that wind came out of the north. All right, so he's looking towards the north and in the sky. A great cloud and fire enfolding itself. That's why I wanted to get this, that fire. And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. And also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, of 4 angels. All right, living creatures mean creations, all right, living beings. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. So how do those angels look? The horsemen look that are in these chariots, they look like us. Just like what I believe is the angel that popped up over those brothers in L.A. And then you had the angel that came to visit Mary, Gabriel, Raphael. They all look like men. All right, but they're like ghosts. They're spirits. All right, that stand on the right hand of the Father. Stand around the Father's throne, and they go in and out before the presence of the Lord, His glory. But let's get this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. See, we're looking for this. They're not looking for this. All right, so I'm going to play it one more time.
In Russia, two teenage boys are filming a thunderstorm and they see something strange in the distance.
Это определенно Брат, это так. Это выглядит дико. Так выглядит.
When Russian teenagers say wild, you know it's serious. What appears to be a burning fire rippling through the clouds from right to left can be seen in the distance. It's safe to say this isn't lightning looking at the video, so what do you think this could be lighting up the sky as if something were burning through the clouds?
Can you imagine that? Martial law troops at the door, or these migrants, you know, start going crazy, or a civil war break out, and then you look up and see that? That's right, man. So we look to the hills from which cometh our help. I'm wrap this up, man. Say, hopefully this was edifying, and take some notes and stuff. I'm say, shalom. All right.